So, Don, you love censorship, is what you're saying.
No, I don't love censorship.
Then why are you asking?
I believe in moderation, but I don't believe in
censorship. Moderation is a propaganda word for censorship.
But don't you think free speech is one thing, right? Or not,
Look, if something's illegal, we're going to take it down. If it's not illegal, then we're putting our thumb on the scale and we're being censors. So you can think of X as being, it's much like the internet. It's not some tiny publication with like 20 articles a day. It's 500 million.
But everyone has the opportunity to read it, Elon.
Everyone has the opportunity to read the internet. Are you suggesting we should shut down the internet?
No, but you don't own the internet. I'm asking you about you and your responsibility and your platform. And so I see how you feel now. You don't agree. We don't agree on this.
Yes, you want censorship and I don't.
No, I don't want censorship at all.
Yes, you do.
No, I want responsibility. I think there.
You desperately want censorship.
No, if I want a censorship.
You want censorship so bad you can taste it.
No, that's not true. It's not true. I think that there's right and wrong. And I think that when you have a platform that's as big as yours and as powerful as yours and as influential as yours, and you are a person of consequence to the world with what you do, that there is a certain responsibility that goes along with what you have on your platform and what you put out to the world. And I think that's important. You don't see that responsibility?
I think we have a responsibility to adhere to the law, and if people want the law changed, they should talk to their elected representative and get the law changed, and then we will adhere to the law.
Okay.
But if you want us to go beyond the law, that is us deciding to be censors. And I'm against censorship. I'm in favor of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
But I do think that there should be guardrails, and I believe in free speech as much as you. I would fight. I don't disagree. I don't agree with a lot of what you put out on social media, but I will fight for your right to be able to say it.
Great.
There isn't a law against that, but I think that's bad. We need to turn that down because we decide whose feeling you're hurting. And if it doesn't work, we're going to call somebody trans, and that person doesn't like exactly that, so we need to ban that too.
Trans rights and the woke mind virus, because you talk about that a lot. You're right about that a lot on the thing. You have been deeply outspoken about the issue of trans rights. You posted trans rights. You posted that pronouns in bio mean the woke mind virus ate your brain. Do you know what the term woke actually means?
It's come to mean a lot of things.
But what originally it was meant to mean, it's just being aware of inequities in society and being aware of facts and history.
Yeah, I think it's come to be. I think being aware of inequities in society is fine, of course. Mm-hmm. But trying to blame everything trying to make everything a race issue is, I think, divisive and corrosive to society.
Yeah.
Even as it relates to trans issues, which is what I'm.
And if it doesn't work, we're going to call somebody trans. I told you.
Race or gender or whatever.
You think that society blames everything on racism now?
Or trans? Yeah, especially the left. The left usually blames everything on racism. But for some odd reason, most immigrants on the left-leaning party are dating a white man. You cannot blame anything else. White supremacy is a big issue, but you're married to a white man. And if it doesn't work, you start talking about trans people.
I blame a lot of things on it, and yeah.
You think that's unfair?
Yeah.
Why?
I think we should not make this a constant subject. I think we need to move on. I think we just treat people like people.
Hey,
you don't agree that this country was founded on racism and founded on slavery and in many ways inequities? That still continue on to this day?
I think
no.
Every country at that time, and I think even today, was extremely racist. Mm-hmm. Every country. Obviously, slavery was present in about half of this country, but was not present in the North. There was racism for sure, but I think we want to look to the future rather than the past.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of engaging in constant rehashing of the past, because in fact, if you look at history, if you study history broadly, everyone was a slave. Everyone.
Ooh.
Yes. Well, not everyone was a slave.
No, everyone was a slave.
Okay, but
we are all descended from slaves.
yeah.
Well, all of us.
Yeah.
It's just a question of when. Was it more recent or less recent? That's it.
Right.
It got so bad, black people are telling me like, twerking is part of our culture.
Nudie off a perk. He wanna see how this coochie works.
The most degenerate thing, a culture that aborts more babies than making babies. A culture that has baby father, baby mom. What the heck? Why would you make it a trend, something negative in your culture?
But what future do we want? Is this something we want to make part of our constant dialogue forever, or do we want to say like, let's just move on and treat everyone, according to just who they are as an individual?
I agree with you with that. That's the ideal.
Don, I call cap. You don't agree. Look, I'm from Curacao, okay? We are a colony from Holland. They mutilate the slave people and we have a bunch of stories we can tell. Guess what? The Dutch people decided, you know what, we're going to be responsible. We're going to teach everybody all the horrible things that we did to people. And guess what? All we had to do as a country, not because they told us, that we will forgive and we will vote slowly. We have the mentality that if we move to a place, we need to learn the language because we need to understand the culture and respect the culture. That is thriving. They might have killed us in the past, but hey, we need to forgive and build up slow. No left-leaning diplomat or whatever would agree with that. They would say, that's racism. I will help you. Here's the money. Taxpayer. Wait, no, migrants. You take it. With all due respect, if racism doesn't exist, Don Lemon would not have a job.
What advantages did my color my skin give me?
Well, there's an ease that you have in society that many people of color don't. You were able to come to this country voluntarily. There are many people who were not able to come to the country voluntarily. There are people who came here as slaves.
For me to come here.
And there is a legacy of slavery that still continues on. There's a legacy of racism that still continues on in this country. That's undeniable.
Well, if we keep talking about it nonstop, it will never go away. If we keep making that the central thing, it will never go away.
Why do you believe that?
I think I'm just making a simple statement of fact. So I think we want to get away from making everything a race or a gender or whatever issue, and just treat people like individuals.
Do you have any desire to understand what many people of color and even trans people, how they feel about this country and how they're treated in this country? If they say and they believe that they are treated a certain way in this country, why don't you believe them?
You cannot have a situation where someone is a self-described victim, and they just get to be that because that's how they feel.
I think that does happen in some cases,
Some?
but not all cases. And I think that not understanding the history of the country, I think, is a real shame. Look,
We should understand the history of the country and other countries.
I've had incredible opportunities as a person of color.
Right.
But I've also
You're doing very well.
But I've also been discriminated against, and I know that I have. And I know that that's real. And for someone to say that that isn't happening, I should just move forward and not think about that and ignore the past, is insulting.
Racism is very contagious in the way that you express yourself. The moment you think everybody is a racist, you have a specific face, a specific doubt. Because I think the people saw in my face that I'm seeing racism. So I think I got a response that I was giving when I didn't even know I was giving a response. You know?
That those opportunities don't happen for everyone. And I am a living example that they don't. I know that they don't because I live it.
You're the living example of no opportunity.
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
You're freaking black and gay, and you don't have an opportunity? Dude has reached the peak of journalism. I didn't have to say no. I'm struggling. My ass is struggling. Pause.
you've been incredibly successful.
I have been,
And
in spite of it all. But I know what I know. I've experienced what I've experienced. You haven't done that, and I cannot. I don't know what it's like to be from South Africa. I don't know what it's like to be a white man. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a Latino person. I don't know that, so I wouldn't speak for them and just say, you need to move on. That's not for me to say. I believe that it would be great if the country could live up to that ideal. You think that everyone has the same opportunities in America, regardless of their background and ethnicity. Do you agree?
No, I don't think everyone has the same opportunities.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is this. I can understand his point. Not everybody has the same opportunity, but I also don't think most people want the same opportunity. Everybody wants $1 million, but not for a business. They just want to waste $1 million. Don Lemon believes you are poor because some rich person kept you there. No. And guess what? Most people that say racism will tell me you're lucky. Yeah, sure. How can you learn hard work if nobody is teaching hard work and consistently you're hearing racism? Yes, Don Lemon, you're part of the problem. I'm not saying certain people don't have an advantage, but you're removing the advantage even at the smallest level for specific poor, black people, migrants or whatever. And I think that's disgusting.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam. Turloqueta verdetta welcome.